Hi guys, good to see you again. Today I'm going to talk to you about flat batteries. Flat battery is the most common job that we do at the roadside, so it's very important that we do it properly. A couple of tips before we actually connect our jumper leads. Turn the ignition off and take the keys out of the ignition, as I've done here. That does two things. If the vehicle locks when you connect your jumper leads, it's not a major problem if you've got the keys outside, especially if that vehicle's got deadlocking. And secondly, it guarantees, having the keys out of the vehicle guarantees that the ignition is off, so there's no risk of damage to the electrical components of the vehicle. Another tip just before we connect our jumper leads is to check the initial open circuit voltage of the battery. That's very important because it gives you an idea of what's going on with the battery that requires it to be jump started. Simple voltmeter here. Connect it up, read what the open circuit voltage is. Now, anything over 12.4 volts, that battery should be able to start the vehicle. If it doesn't, you've got a connection problem, either external, for example, battery terminal is dirty, or an internal connection, intercell connection problem with the battery. So you need to address that first. 11.8 volts or lower, the battery's been drained flat. Between 10 and 10.5 volts means danger, danger. There's a high probability that this battery has a crook cell. The next step for us is to perform the actual jump start procedure, and it's vital that we do it properly. Connect your positive lead to the battery positive, and the negative lead should always go to a good earth on the engine block. Once the vehicle is running, we'll disconnect our jump pack and we'll check the charge rate. It's very important that you check the charge rate on any vehicle you jump start. The last thing you need, or the member needs, is you jump start them, they get a 1.5 k's up the road and the engine cuts out because the alternator's not charging. So it's so important to check the charge rate. We then move on to sulfated batteries, batteries where the vehicle hasn't been driven for some period of time, and that can be for a variety of reasons. It could be health reasons, holiday, or whatever. These batteries generally don't come up well when you try and charge them, but a good trick to do is to grab the battery, if you get one that's been sitting for a while, and roll it over on the ground several times. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? But what you actually do when you're doing that is you're remixing the electrolyte in the battery. What you find can happen is the acid and the water can separate. It's called stratification. Once you've done that, make sure you always fully charge the battery before you test it. We always advise, we're always on to you about fully charging batteries after they've gone flat. There's a reason for that. Fully charge them with a dedicated charger is the only method we've got of being 100% reliable that we will get that battery back to 100% state of charge, which will give it its normal service life. The last thing I want to talk about is faulty batteries. If you go to a member and the battery, your gut feeling is that that battery is faulty, replace it. Don't say, oh, you might get another month or two out of it. All you're doing really is you're inconveniencing the member. Most of the complaints we get relating to battery replacement is the member complains they would like their call-outs credited back to them because it's taken sometimes 2 or 3 call-outs to get a battery replacement which should have been done in the first place. So if the battery's faulty, replace it. Thanks guys.